Well, Broncos country, it's the bye week. Feels kind of weird right now, the knowledge that we will not see our Denver Broncos take the field this Sunday. But at the same time, the vibes this season in the bye week are different. And you all can feel differently, but I'm going to tell you right now, I feel a different vibe in Broncos country going into this bye week than I have felt in a very, very, very long time. The bye week has always been a time of reflection on terrible stats and other, and everything leading up to it in these terrible seasons of the last decade. For the first time ever, the Denver Broncos are entering the bye. Well, not first time ever. First time in a long time, the Denver Broncos are entering the bye week on top with stats like through the ceiling. It is such a good feeling. So I am flying high during the bye week. So tonight's episode is no bye week blues. This is the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast, y'all. Let's go.
Smooth, the pins to chew, breaking down plays back to debut. Denver pride in every view. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Bright lights of my heart in our view. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. From draft picks to game reviews, celebrating wins, analyzing the clues. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. No orange and blue.
Nothing rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast.
What is up, Broncos country, and how you doing, Orange and Blue crew? Welcome to this edition of the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast here on the Orange and Blue Network. We are so excited to be with you. I am Johnny Baki, the Mile High Viking. Joining me tonight, one of my best friends in the world, the host with the most, the Bronco Grunt, Yost, and my cousin, my childhood best friend, Jay the Dreamweaver. What's up, guys? How are you feeling tonight? Yost, you go first.
Blessed and highly favored to start off. We made the bye week, and we're going into the bye week with a win, which is huge, right? Like, I think that's just a great feeling, right? We're not like a lot of other teams right now that are going into their bye week with a loss. Like, we got lots of work on. Like, we're not getting, we're not hitting these numbers like we need to be doing. And to be able just to go into a bye week after beating the golden child of the league, right? Is Patty Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs as the underdogs, as the Broncos are going to be, the mask's going to come off. They're actually frauds, right? And we come out with a win over them, and it's great. It's a great feeling going into the bye week.
Love it. Jay, how are you feeling tonight, cuz?
Well, it's very similar to Yost there. Like, it is one thing. So, you take these elements separate and getting a W right before a bye in and itself is great, no matter where you're on the standing, situation of the season, regardless. Like, just a W feeling going into a bye is perfect. That's what you want. The fact that we are in number one slot, number one seed in the AFC.
Number one seed, baby.
It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling that we're in that position. So again, if we had a victory going into the bye against any team and us being number one, it would be meaningful, right? It would be a big thing. So that's aside from the matchup that was us ending the Kansas City Chief dynasty in its tracks. Like, the first showing of let's put injury aside because we're more injured than you, and we still kicked your ass. So this is the coming to home party of the Denver Broncos, and we are no longer, Johnny, the unanimous anonymous crush.
Anonymous no,
crush.
Sir.
We are not anonymous. Everybody
Not
knows
at all.
us. We're here. Like we've transformed. We're Super Saiyan 3. We were Super Saiyan 2. Let's go.
Dragon Ball Z reference right out
You
the
betcha.
gate. I don't think I'm drunk enough to taste that chicken. But no, I'm with you guys. The vibes right now are immaculate. And I'm going to be honest. I might just be speaking for myself, but usually, at least over the last 10 years, the bye week has always been just a depressing time for me. Like, I've just felt like, ugh. I mean, granted, there's no Broncos football, and that's a big part of it. But it just gives you more time to reflect on how bad it's been at that time. You know what I mean? And so, like, we get here right now, and like we had an earlier bye week last season, and we were doing okay at that point, but we were still kind of in the middle of our of last year's little spurt. It was still a kind of a new thing at that moment, right? We were having good games and bad games, right? But this season, it's different. I'm sitting here in the bye week, 2 days into the bye week, knowing the Broncos are going to be playing on Sunday, and I'm like, cool. All right, I'm going to miss having something to do, something to occupy my entire Sunday. Yeah, that, but at the same time, the Broncos, like you said it, the Broncos got it done against the team that they had to get it done against without three of our most important players, two of which are probably coming back after the bye week. So I'm like, I'm on cloud nine. I'm feeling good. The Broncos have the best record, or tied for the best record in the NFL, tied for the longest win streak in the NFL, owners of the longest home win streak in the NFL, have the best defense, a good enough an offense that gets it done when you need them to get it done, and now a special teams unit that suddenly is showing itself again. I'm feeling very good, and I'm glad that you guys feel the same way.
You couldn't be better. I mean, like, who has it better than us for a Harbaugh quote there?
Well, I mean, I can't speak completely for Michael on this one because he doesn't care about any of the others, but who has it better than Denver sports fans right now?
I mean, like,
we
all the above.
We lost last night by one basket to the Bulls. And I mean, after a long road trip.
Yeah. That's okay.
It's okay. But man,
it's a long season.
It's a long season. But like otherwise, as far as Denver sports go, dude, we are literally, no pun intended, we're at the top of the mountain.
We literally are. Best hockey team, best basketball team.
Nick, right.
Yeah, this is the golden age. This is the golden age of Denver sports.
We'll never have it this good again. It like stars align here of like franchise trajectory. Now, we're never going to have this at the same time again.
And I'm going to get to our housekeeping in here in a second, but now that we're talking about this, and Michael, you just sit there in silence because you don't know. But when it comes to Denver sports, right?
Don't sit in silence, Michael. You shout out.
I saw a fact today, Jay.
What fact did you see? What fact did you see, Johnny?
Shut up, Michael. This doesn't concern you. You're only a Broncos fan. I'm just kidding. But no, the fact that I found was there has never shut up, damn it. There has never been a city that took home 3 trophies, championship trophies in the same calendar year in history. Now, Detroit did it in the same 365-day window in 1935 and 1936. But in the same calendar year, no one's ever done it. And right now, Denver has the potential to walk home with the Stanley Cup, the NBA championship, and the Vic Lombardi.
And all those fan bases can have a legitimate argument, like a legitimate debate and fight to literally anyone on the planet to say otherwise. Like there's arguments. It's not just, our rose-colored glasses. Like that's a legitimate argument. It's like, there's validity and like evidence to support that. They've won championships before. Other than the Broncos, we haven't seen it yet. Like we haven't seen a championship quite yet. We're not going for a repeat or something.
Look what we're doing.
But, like the other two sports they're the same era. It's the same team.
Emmanuel, did y'all see Emmanuel Ocho's Emmanuel Acho's show the other day with him and Shady, where he talked about the Broncos. Yeah. Okay. Emmanuel Acho has never been huge on the Broncos. He really hasn't. He actually came out and said, he's like, the Denver Broncos are the best team in football. He was like, they are the most well-balanced team that there is. He's like, they can get you on every level. And he's like, and on the defense, they're not number one, except for pass rush. They're not number one in any category right now, except for pass rush, but they're top 3 in every defensive category. He's like, there's no better defense. He's like, their offense is the most clutch offense in the NFL.
Fourth quarter.
Yeah. And he was like, the Denver Broncos, they are, he literally, he said it. They are my favorite to win the Super Bowl this year. And so you've got that. Then you've got the Nuggets, who are have probably the, as far as bench goes, if not tied with, have the best all-around balanced team with the best player on the planet in Nikola Jokic.
Let me just say, though, can I just a quick shout out?
Yeah.
We haven't talked a whole lot of like recent Nuggets, but like, Tim Hardaway Jr.'s changed my life.
I love it. What a pickup.
He is.
What a pickup.
He's been insane.
He is a three-point sniper, dude.
It's wild. We haven't had a wild card like that since Bones. But the reason why I loved Bones and fell in love with that style of play is because of like J.R. Smith. And that's like the old school, type of just being I'm a bucket. I'm just a walking bucket. I may not be the greatest defensively, but like I can go get you a 3. I can go get you a 2 at any time. And you got to have people like that on your team. And we have someone like that on our bench. Like it's
the Nuggets have the best all-around balanced team between starters and bench.
Bench is amazing.
You could say they might be tied that way with OKC. However, you got Nikola Jokic, and I'm sorry, I don't give a shit about the fact that SGA got the MVP last year. Nikola Jokic is the best player on the planet, and there's no contest in that. Yeah. And then, of course, you talk the Avalanche for just a second. I promise, Michael, we'll get you back in the conversation in a second. And when you talk Avalanche, you've got the best offensive player in the world in Nathan McKinnon. You've got the best defensive player in the world in Cale Makar. And then they're surrounded by guys like Marty Necas and Freak. I mean, there's a wild card pickup right there. Marty Necas to the Avalanche. Pay that man.
When we're talking best forward in the world, the McDavid crowd can't really say much when we stomped into Edmonton and put up 10 in front of McDavid's face. So like that discussion should be over, right?
I have never seen Connor McDavid sitting on the bench like this.
That argument should be over.
That was the funniest. That was right up there with the Aaron Rodgers with the towel over his head last season.
That was a Mike McDaniel's, the Dolphins putting 70 on VJ in our defense kind of statement type of game of like, we don't really like you, so we're going to keep going.
And we keep doing it. We're averaging 4.5 goals a game.
Yep.
There is no team in the NHL averaging more than 3. We're destroying.
We got a nasty team. We got a nasty Avalanche team that's ready. We got 2 goaltenders I trust. Like we got the mix. We got the mix, man. I'm ready.
Yes, we do.
We got to post that cup again.
I digress. This is a Broncos-based show, but
don't get me going.
It's the bye week. So I feel like I can have a little leeway and to just throw out the rest of my Mile High fandom, except for the Rockies. I'll say that every time, except for the Rockies, because
we're playing Moneyball now.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get a couple of comments out of the way and then hit up some housekeeping, and then we'll just keep on rolling. We got first in the chat tonight was like a good neighbors. Gary is there.
Oh, Gary.
Gary Neighbors says, go Broncos, number 1 best team, 16-2. He predicts no more losses for the Broncos this season.
Snap, Gary. Dang. Throwing heaters.
Listen, look at what we're doing, guys. Like Sean Payton, who are we afraid of? Who are we
Who
afraid
are
of?
we afraid of? We've beaten the Eagles and the Chiefs.
The only one that gives me pause in this upcoming schedule is the Green Bay Packers. And even then, I'm not scared of them. Like,
Not
am I
afraid of the
wrong?
Packers.
I'm not worried about the Packers. I'll be honest with you. I'm not worried about them. I think that everybody thought that they were going to be a lot more scary with the Micah Parsons trade at the beginning of the season.
I mean, he's scary. He is.
That blew everybody's mind. But I mean, they are dealing with some struggles right now in the injury department.
I was going to say Kraft out.
Yeah, Kraft out. Kraft is really big. And I mean even
wide
the rookie
receivers.
Golden, wide receiver room isn't looking too great.
Running back.
I was going to say Jacobs is hurt as well. Like it's pretty much every level. Jordan Love might as well be hurt because
Micah Parsons is living off of cortisone shots in his back to just play the game.
He got traded hurt.
I mean, look, we just beat Pat. We still have the Chiefs again on Christmas Day, and that's on a short week. But look what
that's the only loss I see on the horizon.
And it's possible, but look what we did, guys. With us shorthanded and them at quite literal full strength, at least as far as skill positions go, we outperformed Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I mean, again, I'm not scared of them now at all. I think I'm not healthy respect, but that's about it.
I'm not scared of them. I am cautious going into the Christmas game, and I think that's fair. I'm cautious because
like I said, healthy respect.
Like they're gonna have home field advantage. It's gonna be on Christmas Day.
National media, national television on a holiday. Like to me, we say this in the NHL and the NBA. When the schedule comes out, like schedule release, that's a scheduled loss. I've had that for a loss. It's always going to be a loss. It doesn't matter, I think, what we do. The point, and I made this, huge point of like, if we take care of business today, if we beat this team today, we can make Christmas not matter. And like, that's the goal because Christmas is out of our hands, guys.
So and my thing is that what I'm excited for is, right, because as everyone knows, right, I'm married into a Colts family.
Gross.
Right. So
I ain't afraid of that. Me and Johnny saw that.
No, 100%.
Ain't scared.
But I got to watch our boys crush KC this weekend. I get to watch the Colts game's going to be on at my house, right? Because my in-laws are going to be here and everything. So I get to watch KC. Hopefully, I would much rather see KC catch an L from the Colts because I would love to play the Colts. I would love that redemption game.
This is a heated debate on X right now, like throughout Broncos country Twitter. Like this is a hotly contested topic here of who are you rooting for in that matchup? Who are you going?
I'm rooting for the Colts. I'm going Colts.
But then again, you all know me because of Papa Bear here. I will never root for a division rival ever.
It's part of the 10 Commandments.
Well, it's part of the 10 Commandments. It's Pat Bolin himself, the man, the myth, the legend, in his giant, glorious fur coat, said, "You do not root for a division rival ever." So, yeah. D-Rock saying they are legit. Finally, some respect from the media. Love it. Love seeing it. And it's absolutely true. Like the national media right now is just like, we're still, just like after we beat the Eagles, we're still hearing, what did the Chiefs do wrong and all that too. But we are hearing plenty of, but you got to give the Broncos their respect. They outplayed them at every facet.
I mean, honestly, I think what made me happy was we got dogged on. We got dogged on so hard from the Raiders game. Every single outlet was coming after us, right? Going wrong. Bad game, right? Bad game is what it is. But oh my goodness, to hear everybody go after the Chiefs over the last 2 days has been magical.
One thing, and that is to hear Nick Wright say, I couldn't have been more wrong. I was wrong. I can't believe it.
He was supposed to shave his head.
I know.
Yeah, they were
And
trying to on their show.
Said he pulled it up into a ponytail. But the point is, like, you know, he's sitting here like to just him alone to hear him say I was wrong about the Denver Broncos was as sweet as the win. It is so funny that one member of the media hearing him admit how wrong he was is almost as sweet to me as the win itself. We have Ty Walden, half the hosts of the Incomplete podcast, popping in.
Ty.
Evening, gentlemen.
What up, Ty?
What a time we are in right now. What's up, Ty? It's good to see you, bud. Let's see. We got Bonkers Broncos. I think we all need a bye week.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nah.
D-Rock, best in the entire NFL.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Mile High Medlock,
These are
Joe,
facts.
one half of the Mile High Oukast, says number 1 in the AFC and 2 plays away from being undefeated. Let's effing go Broncos.
4 points.
Leverage. Leverage.
We have lost 2 games. We've lost 2 games this season by a combined 4 points.
I will never forget leverage
Unbelievable.
for the rest of my
leverage.
life.
We were live for that. It was so gross. Shy saying, I feel so great. You should, Shy. Man, your hype video, you were spot on in every bit of that video, bro.
It's probably
And I don't know
because
if
it's how we won.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I don't know if you noticed, Shy, but starting this last week, now not only do we watch your hype video live on Get Bucked, but it is being posted every week before the game day show on the channel on Facebook and YouTube and everything for all to see by itself, just for get shite to be out there for the masses.
You got analytics, Shy. You got bar graphs. You got line graphs. You got.
So it's not just on Get Bucked anymore. It's its own thing now too. So I hope I hope you like that. We got Tim Dog, the other half of Mile High Oukast, saying, "What's up, fellas?" My boy right there. I love Tim. Bronco Rob, let's effing go, boys. Best in the West. Yes.
I was gonna say Tim Dog did a great job on the Broncos Bros podcast last night. Tuned into that.
It was a good show. It was a good show.
Absolutely.
It was a lot of fun. They had Kinley on there as well. Yep. And it was an absolute blast.
Friend of the show.
Yeah, friend of the show. Bronco Rob, question: with the amount of injuries piling up throughout the NFL, does anyone see the NFL going back to a 16-game schedule? No.
You have a better chance. You have a better chance of them getting rid of turf than you do of them cutting out games.
No, they're talking about moving it up to an 18-game schedule.
Will millionaires, or I guess I should check myself, billionaires give money back? I don't think so.
No. Yeah. Bonkers Broncos reminding us we still have to play the Raiders and the Chargers as well. I'm not scared of either one.
Who cares?
I'm not scared. I'm not scared at all of the Raiders. By the way, I don't know. The other great thing I've been seeing is there's a guy that watches watches the Bronco games because he's like a major Raiders fan, and he can be kind of he has since bought a Bo jersey because of the Raiders game that we had, and he just shaved his face because he lost against the Cowboys.
That's one bet I would never make. I've made the Raider hat bet that one time with Don way back when. I would never shave my beard for any human being on this planet. Not even my wife. You can go ahead and ask her. She begs me every day to shave this thing off. So the beard is there, and it is there to stay for life. Never happened. Never happened. No one can talk me into that.
Sleep.
It's a pretty deep proclamation you got there.
No, there's nothing deep about it, dude. The day I got out of the Army, I threw my razor in the trash can and said I will never shave again. So I've got clippers that I'll like line it up with and like trim it down, but I will never shave my face another day as long as I live.
You're gonna wake
so
up.
You're
one
the
day,
anti-Gillette commercial.
Dude, he's gonna wake up one day and I'm gonna have shaved him and given him a medium fade.
And then
Just
you're
wait till
gonna
you're
wait.
abducted by the aliens.
and
You'll
then-
get shaved.
Okay, Yost. And then you're not gonna wake up the next day at all.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ever again. Like-
Dun, dun.
Legit. Let's see. We got Taiwan. If you root for a divisional rival, you are not a real fan. I don't know if I'd go that far, but you just don't do it. You
It
don't.
depends. It depends on the situation. Depends on the situation. You never know.
So yeah, we got mic'd up. Mike Carmelini in the house.
Mike Carmelini.
Say, great show, guys. Lots of love to our boy Mike Carmelini. Love you, brother. I'm gonna get with you soon. It's been a while.
Can I give a quick plug real quick? He
please.
just announced Mic'd Up is coming with Nick Kendall and RK from DNVR at the same time.
As
Not as a trivia, like, against
so not
each
a Broncos
other,
media battle.
but just a Broncos in review. And so he's mixing just the right cocktail of people. Those are good people. Right
I'm
there.
just saying, Mike.
Good people.
If you ever need me back on to talk, bro, I'm always,
Those are good
I'm always
people.
open. Let me know.
Real quick, I got one. Just because Bronco Rob kept throwing this up. Hi, Rob. Helmet's only for game day, but hi, Rob.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just like my Viking horns. They're only for game
game day attire.
It's only because that way it stays special.
Well, I can't. Well, I have to believe right now that whatever I do, I have to believe that whatever I do on game day has an effect on the team, right? And so if I don't want to overwear the horns and the magic rubs off,
I mean, but to a certain extent, I guess for me, like as a work from home person, Johnny, you can kind of understand this. There are some days I just pick a jersey out, and that's like the attire for the day. You might as well, even if it is not a game day. So,
I mean, I almost any given day I'm wearing a jersey from a different sport, either basketball, hockey, or football,
6'7",
or baseball. No, don't do that. Don't do that. My kids do that enough.
See, we just got hashtag somewhere. Now we're viral.
Although Yost will appreciate this. I know you will too, Jay, but I know that Yost is as big a Star Wars fan as I am. And there was a meme, or like not a meme, but like a little comic strip I saw that was really funny. It was like Anakin Skywalker, and it was like execute Order 67. And then you see all the little the Jedi younglings running around Anakin going 6'7", 6'7", 6'7", and then you see them all dead on the. You see them all dead on the floor, and Anakin's like, had to happen. And I was like,
the younglings.
but thought that was funny. All right, so let's see. We got. Oh, Shai says he loved the fact that the video is out there outside of the Get Buck Game Day show. Well, good, buddy, because it's going to happen every week from now on.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. That's it. I got this housekeeping.
Bonkers Broncos, 17 games suck. Plus, they've added a tacky third-seeded wild card game. Yeah. Let me see. Dave asked me in the MHH League, what will it take for me to trade him Saquon Barkley?
It is trade deadline season. Trade deadlines are like from
give
now
him whatever
he
wants because Saquon has not been producing.
Yeah, but he will. Like we're turning to different kind of football here in the winter where Saquon's going to be featured a lot more. I feel like, it's coming. Bad weather. We're not going to be flying the ball like September football.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't trust the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, at least when it comes to fantasy. All right, I hope he keeps making all those mistakes.
I'll think on that, Dave. I'll sit down. I'll look at your roster. I'll think on it. See if there's anything that I'd be willing to pull the trigger on. But I'd have to sit down and take a moment for that.
We got live fantasy trade negotiations going on here. Let's go.
Right. All right, guys. We're halfway into the show and we still haven't done our housekeeping because we've been having too much damn fun. So, guys, if you haven't already, or if this is your first time, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and comment especially on YouTube, because we're about to do a respin for that jersey giveaway because Mr. Andy Greenlaw never responded to anything we sent him to get his jersey that he won. So we are doing a respin. So if you haven't already subscribed, if your name's in there, that by the day we do the spin, and you subscribe before then, you'll be in that giveaway. So make sure you subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you don't miss any of our awesome content, to include Orange and Blue Blitz. Oh, my bad. Orange and Blue Blitz on Mondays and Fridays in the morning. Broncos Bros Monday evening. Of course, this one, the flagship show, Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue, on Tuesdays, Tuesday evenings. You got all Mile High sports covered by Doc and JT on the Symposium on Wednesday afternoons. You got Broncos Talk Wednesday evenings. You got Mile High Oukast on Thursday evenings. For the Spanish speakers, of course, you got Viva los Broncos. We have the breaking news podcast, the Orange and Blue Fresh Squeeze. And on game days, not this weekend, guys, it's bye week, but we have the pregame show, the game time show, and the post-game show. You don't want to miss any of that. We have a lot of fun and it's good stuff. Also, find us on X, find us on Facebook, and check out the audio version of the podcast wherever you find your favorites. I've also got to show some love tonight to the sponsor of our show, and that is Dubby Jitterless Energy Blend. You can find the link in the comments below. The bio below. Dubby.gg will take you over to Dubby. Dubby comes in a multitude of delicious flavors. Every cup of Dubby has 2 cups of coffee worth of caffeine in it. So it's enough. There it is. Jay's holding it up right there. I say it. Jay and I both swear by this stuff, and for a good reason. It will be your mouth's favorite energy drink. Dubby has that kick you need to start your day, get through your day, but do it without getting the jitters or the crash at the end of your day. Because Dubby has no sugar. It has no calories or maltodextrin or fillers or artificial colors. It is nothing but amino acids, B vitamins, nootropics, and caffeine, which the caffeine comes directly from the coffee fruit. It's all natural, everyone, and the flavors are fantastic. Jay, what is your favorite to date?
I mean, so I still like the watermelon, but I am so intrigued by the s'mores. I haven't pulled the trigger because I'm just such on the fence on something like that.
Mix it with milk. It's kind of a terrifying process.
I'm lactose intolerant,
Yeah. Well, there's that. That one right there, Beach and Peach, to this day remains my favorite. It's the first one I ever tried. It's the one I've stuck with, although I'm really wanting to try this Bleeding Orange Chainsaw Man one. Looks really kind of interesting because I do love a good blood orange. But anyway, Dubby is fantastic, guys. You're going to want to try it, and you're going to thank me later, and you're going to thank me even more because we're going to give you 10% off. At checkout, you're going to punch in code OBN10, OBN10. That gets you 10% off of your order at checkout. So go on, guys. Go on over to Dubby and get, just like the Denver Broncos have done now, 8 weeks in a row. Go get yourself the dub. All right. So that does it for housekeeping. You want me for pillow? Now I've got the scene from Tommy Boy going through my head.
Great movie.
Housekeeping, you want me for pillow? Housekeeping, you want me to jerk you off?
For the love of God.
For the love of God, let me sleep. Oh, classic. Anyway, all right, back to it, guys. So let's do a little retrospective on the season. We're at the bye week. It's week 12, and the Broncos don't play. We're sitting at 9-2 on the season. I want from each one of you just a little retrospective. What was your number one favorite moment so far of the 2025 season? Take a minute. You can think about it.
Grunto, you ready? I got mine.
I think I have mine. I'll let you
All
go
right.
first, Jay. Let's see what you
Okay.
come up with.
So mine's a selfish moment, but it is a very impactful, emotional point of this season. Johnny, we were at the game, Giants game, the DT day, the Super Bowl 50 day. It's a historic day. Aside from where the team is in the standings and just, the actual game itself, aside from that, it was a historic day. And for that game in real life to live up to the moment, to that point, is like a football game that every Bronco fan will remember. I will always remember that
Forever.
game. That will be
Forever.
one of those games where I'm like, well, I was there. I saw it. Like,
yeah, I was going to
with my
say, it's
own
like the
eyes.
whole, it's like 9/11 or the JFK shooting. Like, where were you
Where
when
were
the
you?
Denver Broncos scored 33 points in the fourth quarter? Kind of thing. You know?
Bonkers.
Yeah.
That's my
It was
dude. That fourth
yeah.
quarter was just mind-blowing. Mind-blowing.
All right. Yost, what about you, bud? What has been your absolute golden moment of the season so far?
So, believe it or not, it's from the same game. Actually, surprisingly. So I think Jay and I definitely sharing brain cells right now. But mine was down to a play, and I had been screaming because I think at that point I was just doing the pre and the post game shows, and I'd just been screaming about reading the offense, our defense, just reading the offense and reading the quarterback to make those very, very, very impactful plays. And the Stranad interception at that game, where he just read Jackson Dart like a book, put himself in the position to give us that interception, was probably I remember I was sitting in the room. I had my wife and my in-laws were out in the living room, and I was watching the game, texting Bronco Rob, and just watching the game. And I saw that happen. I was like, it was just a thing of beauty. Like, everything was done right, and that was probably that's probably the moment this season so far where I'm like, we could actually make history this season.
Yeah,
Johnny, I have a question for you. For you. Do you think that moment is reflective of the same moment we had last year with the PS2 interception at the Raider game you were at, that kind of pivoted the entire vibe of the
momentum
season? Yep.
Maybe to a degree. Personally, as much as I love the Stranad pick,
It's a great play, man. That was the play of that game.
For me, the defensive play of the year, or one of the top 3 defensive plays of the year last year, was PS2, 99-yard pick six on the throwback day, on alumni day, to do what he did. It was an amazing thing, and so for me, that play is a little that play, at least in my mind, is a little bit more, up there. But I do see the Stranad, that moment that Stranad got that, even though we had already scored a couple of times before that. At that point, that was the moment that and myself and anyone watching, anybody in the stands, me and Jay, and we were there. That was the moment we were like, this ain't over. So it was a pivotal moment. And that's and in fact, my favorite play of the season so far is a fluke play from the same game. And it happened to be just our first score in that game. The tipped pass caught for a touchdown by Troy Franklin at the back of the end zone.
Yep.
Because again, we were down 19-0, and it all looked lost. Half the stands had cleared out, dude. And yet, to see them, knock that up in the air and not give up on that play, get that touchdown, put some points on the board, and start that momentum shift, that moment right there, that was my moment for this season so far. My all-time favorite. That, and honestly, kind of going on, you mentioned a personal moment, Jay, as like off the field, having nothing to do with the actual gameplay or anything like that. As much as I had fun tailgating with you at the Giants game and all that, week 1 tailgate, like opening day tailgate, probably the most epic tailgating I've ever done. And hanging out with Bronco Libre, and all of our buds, and just all this other stuff, dude. That day, that tailgate was just epic.
For sure.
So, and you know what? Actually, that one's actually almost tied, because then I went week 3 to Los Angeles and was there for the tailgate at the Broncos Chargers game. And we Broncos fans outnumbered the Chargers fans at the tatailgate. And it was,
I was going to say, I've heard
Broncos
LA tailgates are horrible. Like, not
it
a
was
place
hysterical. The Broncos tailgate was the star of the show at the Chargers' own stadium.
Well, that's embarrassing.
It was amazing. But
I actually put up. I'm gonna pull it up again. I think Bronco Rob. It was quick, but and it's recent. But beating them dang Chiefs. I read that in his voice and everything. Like I just see him sitting in his chair.
beating
right
them
now.
damn Chiefs.
Beating the damn Chiefs.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Shy says for him it's beating the Eagles.
Oh, that's a great moment, Shy. I mean,
Yeah.
that should be the mainstream, ESPN headline. Oh,
Yeah.
we knew this was real when we beat the Eagles.
And
How
yet
about
were
when we
still
beat
called
the
frauds.
Eagles and the Chiefs? And you can say the moment you realize that the Denver Broncos beat both of last year's Super Bowl teams.
Yeah. Pretty legit.
With their returning Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, Super Bowl MVP quarterbacks, beat them both in the same
Relatively
season.
no injuries on both sides.
Agreed. Wow. Bonkers Broncos saying getting to fly to Houston with a good friend to tailgate at the Texans game and enjoying his first away game.
That's pretty
Tim Dog agreed with me here. Week 1 tailgate was outstanding. The tailgates, especially with Libre, are always epic. But man, that week 1 opening tailgate was just something different. It was bigger. There was more people. The entire Mexico fan base came up for that. Was there with us. It was insane. Let's see. Bronco Rob says, I flat out told my dad Kansas City can suck it. Absolutely. Let's see. Okay, he was saying it was his first away game of the season. Okay. But still, that's cool. That's totally cool.
Yeah.
All right. So now I'm going to ask this, because before we do get into a segment, I've got a few more questions for you guys. I want you to answer. So we've talked about our favorite moment. What was your personal favorite change or acquisition or draft pick or whatever of this offseason of this season by the Broncos? Jay, you go first on this one.
Boy. Should I let you have your boy? I think I
probably
probably should.
Do it. Take it from him. Take it from him, Jay.
Take the shot. Take the shot.
Because if you don't,
You only
I'm
regret
gonna.
the shots you don't take. But
I
Just out
will
of pettiness, I'll
go
go.
a player that didn't even play against the Chiefs, and it's J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins, we have gotten here arguably on his back. I mean, he was trending to be one of the top volume, yardage running backs in the entire NFL for this whole season, if healthy. I think that's going to be a big impact. But, we've only had one game without him. And we didn't necessarily, miss a beat. I will say, we did pretty well. I have full trust in Harvey. This isn't a anti-Harvey statement. But, I feel like we really should appreciate what we got thus far from
I
Dobbins.
declare
hell of a year.
yeah, and here's now we just got to pray that Liz Frank fracture is no joke.
Honestly, I think it's over. I think that I wish it's not, but it probably is.
Well, and here's the thing, and I hate to be this bearer of any kind of bad news. Depending on the person, depending on the rehab, a Liz Frank fracture can be the end of a career.
Yeah.
Not just the 10-year with the Broncos. It could be the end for him at 26. I hope it's not, and I hope we keep him. But we'll see what happens. But I love that. Yost, go ahead, bud. Favorite?
Do it, Yost. Do it.
I mean, if you want to be that guy, just know you're fired.
You smell blood. Smell blood, Yost.
Jay's like the effort right now. Do it. No. Honestly, I'm looking at the transaction list, right? Because as everybody knows, I'm still the newest, as far as everybody that's a part of the network, to really kind of immersing myself in football, right?
Sure.
So for a lot of things, I remember during the draft, I was texting Johnny nonstop, what are we doing? Like, what sense does this make? Like, what are we doing? Like, like losing my mind, and guys just like, chill out, dude. Like, these are some good moves. And I think probably, and the only reason why I think I'm going to say this is because I didn't realize this, because I don't think it was, maybe I just kind of missed it. But number one, I think, at the beginning of the season, everybody was freaking out about the Nick Bonito paperwork, right? Everybody was freaking out, and we signed him, and we haven't, at least in the past couple weeks, we really haven't seen much of Nick Bonito. But at the beginning of the season, I remember it was like really big news for us about are we going to sign him? Are we going to pay the man what he's worth? But one that I didn't realize, on August 2nd, we signed he has now become my favorite player. He's the next jersey I'm going to get, and that is Zach Allen.
Well, we got
was
him
signed
last
to
year.
Was that last? Oh no, so we got him last year, but we re-signed him for a 4-year contract this August.
Okay.
Yeah. He
So-
got re-upped. He got re-upped.
So he got re-upped, right? So it wasn't a new acquisition, right? But it was we're gonna keep this guy. So
That's a hell of a move. That's a hell of a move.
I think that was a hell of because here's the thing is I think that man has been hungry. He's been breaking down offensive lines like nobody's business, and he's been aggressively and violently touching other teams' quarterbacks in a way that just makes me feel good.
Can you
know what I'm saying?
rephrase that a little?
You had me on a cliff
made
for a
me-
second. I'm glad you
that made me
finished it the
feel-
way you did, but it could have went south real quick.
The phrasing of that statement made me feel a little uncomfortable. I need a safe space now.
Is there a wire in here?
Aggressively touching.
No, but no, I mean the guy's been hitting quarterbacks, and he's been breaking down O lines like a madman. And I think that was probably one of the better. That was a really good move that we made, extending that guy for another 4 years. I think that it shows. I haven't seen Nick Bonito. Right, we were all. I think everybody was freaking out about the Nick Bonito contract, and he's been applying pressures. Right. Don't get me wrong, like he's been doing like crazy, but we haven't seen him really make those big hit plays. Like I've expected for all the hoopla and all the craziness that was coming out of that signing. You expect like that's the guy that's going to make these plays, and I understand.
But you got to remember, you got to watch. If you watch the film, they're double teaming the crap out of him.
No,
because now just like we are no longer the anonymous crush as a team for this entire season, but especially after like week 5, week 6, Nick Bonito is not a secret to anybody anymore. Everybody knows that dude's coming, and they're double teaming the crap out of him. But because they're doing that, dudes like Zach Allen and and JFM and Malcolm Roach and Jonathan Cooper are getting more productive. So it's kind of like the same thing as PS2, right? Is that he's not out there catching an interception a week, even though that if they throw his way, he will. He's not doing it because they want to make because they don't want to throw his way, making him a non-factor that is still affecting the game.
Non-box score influence.
Yes.
No, 100%. Like I said, I'm not. Please don't think that I'm sitting here going like, "What the hell we pay all this guy this money for? He's not doing anything." Completely understand he's getting double teamed. Completely understand that you can only do what you can when you have 240 plus pound linemen holding you back, right? Like completely understand. But seeing Zach Allen just get out there and be making those moves that he's been making has been, I think, just wonderful. Like I think
he's a home record, dude.
Like he is awesome. And I mean,
I talked about. I don't know if you remember last week. I gave Quinn Miners the nickname Juggernaut, like from the X-Men. You remember that? Well,
yeah.
On the defensive side of the ball, that's Zach Allen. He's a juggernaut on the defense. We've got 2 juggernauts on this team. You get in their way, they're going to run you over, and that is Quinn Miners and that is Zach Allen.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So I love that.
All right, here we go.
As if you already all didn't know, I know y'all knew. And by the way, hey, comments, guys. Throw in your favorite moves, changes, whatever, done by the Broncos in the offseason or during the year that has affected this season that is your favorite thing that they've done. For me, it's without question. I'm gonna take my flowers for this, and literally for the rest of my life, probably. When he gets his gold jacket and all that, I'm gonna be riding that high horse.
I was gonna say we kind of gave you the alley oop here. Like I feel like a Harlem Globetrotter. One hit up for me. Grunt, you did a hit up, and now
I grabbed both balls and put them in. The
guy who's dunking it.
And now I'm sitting on top of the rim. Like Wham. Yeah.
Like Mike.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I bet they actually do that at Harlem Globetrotter games. So you'll see them. They'll get up there and be sitting on the rim. It's wild. But anyway, Talanoa Hufanga, dude.
Oh my God!
It's not a secret that's my dude. That he's been my dude. That I literally had said before anybody was even talking about bringing another safety to Denver in the offseason. I was pulling up his film going, this guy's going to be a free agent this year, and we need to go get him. Talanoa Hufanga has absolutely probably been the single most impactful acquisition of the offseason for this team. He is everywhere, all at once. Everything everywhere, all at once. I didn't enjoy the movie, but I do enjoy watching Talanoa Hufanga. He's breaking up passes, and he still has yet to get that pick that we know he's due for. But the fact is, even if he's not getting the picks, man, he is breaking up passes constantly. He is in quarterbacks' faces constantly. He's making tackles constantly. He's stuffing run lanes constantly. He's everywhere. And he's an absolute just animal. And Talanoa Hufanga to Denver, I was so excited when they said it was happening. I was like, you'll see. And I was right, because look at what he's done. And I am so excited he's here. And I swear to God, they better do everything they can to make sure that man retires a Bronco.
He's number one by like a lot. I feel like that's the most impactful free agent signing in like years. Not even just looking at versus last year or something. Like it's been a long time since we've had a free agent like him that just walked in and was a captain and ready to go, like best player on the field. Pretty nuts. Nuts.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. We got a few in the comments here throwing in theirs. Two of them, it actually is like two different people twice for two different moves. Bronco Rob says the drafting of Pat Bryant, which Shai Vargas seconds. Definitely my I love Jahdae Barron, but Pat Bryant is definitely my favorite draft pick we made this year for sure. And then of course Bonkers Broncos, he says improved fan engagement and season ticket holder events.
Wow.
Okay. That's cool. We unfortunately don't have season tickets, so we don't have that kind of luxury to know about that. But it is amazing that they're doing more for fan engagement and more for season ticket holders, because when you're holding them season tickets, you are shelling out a lot of money. So you deserve a little. You deserve a little something. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that does it for that. All right.
So yeah. I mean, there has to be an honorable mention here. No one even in the comments said that, like RJ Harvey, or we're just going to ignore here. Like,
no.
As far as new additions, people can argue that's the number one. Like he's had a massive impact thus far.
You still upset that he didn't get all the touches this last Sunday?
Yes,
so upset about it.
Why are we playing with our food when we're giving Jaleel McLaughlin touches? I just don't understand that we've seen
it makes sense though.
We know what we're getting. Like, but why wouldn't you just? Harvey deserves the chance, in my opinion.
I mean, and although we haven't seen
Feed
a lot
the
of
man.
them, could you? And although we haven't seen a lot of him, and I would like to see a lot. I wouldn't like to see a lot more of him. I think that we should maybe utilize him a little bit more. But we did acquire this year Adam Prentice, our fullback, and he's had some pretty clutch moments this season. Only it hadn't been a lot. But I mean, I really like I like how just that dude because he's not a he's a big dude and he comes in clutch when we need him every now and again.
That's good. Yeah. I mean, Sean Payton is one of the only coaches that even fields a fullback anymore in this league. So
yeah, I think it's him and the 49ers coach does every now and again.
Kyle Shanahan, yeah.
Kyle Shanahan.
Use check.
Yep, use check.
Yep, use check.
But I like that as well. Maybe a last honorable mention could go to and I lost my train of thought. I hate it when that happens.
I mean,
I'm really surprised nobody brought up Jade.
Well, I brought up Jade kind of, but
how about Crenshaw? How about Crenshaw?
Crawshaw?
Yeah, Crawshaw. Yeah.
Come on, Jim Nance, get his name right, damn it.
Leave me alone, Jay.
He's been Knuckles.
Leave
He's
me
been
alone.
very good as a punter. Surprisingly,
During
so.
the Raiders game.
Hey, no, but you know what? The more I watch that, and especially at that point in the game, early on, you remember how hard that wind was blowing at the beginning of the game?
Oh yeah.
They were talking 18 to 20 mile an hour winds. And you got to think when you're punting, unlike kicking, a placed kick, right? A punt, you're dropping that ball through the air. The wind catches it and even alters its trajectory downwards by a millimeter. His foot isn't hitting that ball right. And because later on, you look at that game even more. Later on in the game against the Raiders, the wind died down, right? And his punts got steady again. So I'm not saying that was entirely it, but for him, just the way he's been playing all season, for him to have two shanked punts in a row, there had to be some kind of an outlier there. And to me, it had to be that win.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So he's just a good honorable mention. I mean, special teams.
Great honorable mention. Hey,
we were on the flavor of special teams being the highlight of this last game.
Field
we
position,
had a complete
dude.
special teams game.
I'll tell you what I'm excited about.
Inside their 25 times.
Mm-hmm. Here's another honorable mention. Getting rid of Michael Bandy was great.
Oh my God. I mean, you are not wrong whatsoever.
Well, that's a great segue to my final question before we get into our last.
So, late reaction, but you needed that. You justified the air horns with that.
What? Now I'm going to ask, what has been your least favorite part of the 2025 season? What could be better? What has been abysmal? What has made you want to vomit? Let me know. Let us know in the comments, Broncos country. Help us out here. Least favorite thing about the 2025 season for the Broncos. Just get
back and think I'm going to vomit.
Are you ready, Grant?
Yeah,
I am very ready. Okay. All right, so Bronco Rob and Bonkers Broncos already saying it right. Leverage and penalties. No, yeah, I think, like I said, so in my opinion, the worst moment for the 2025 season was the loss of the Colts. I'm sitting there, I'm cheering on our boys. I've got my in-laws and my wife sitting next to me, right? We make the stop, we force a field goal, right? 62-yarder, and he just misses it, right? And I'm so excited. I jump off the couch. My hands are in the air. My hand hits the fan that's running, right? And I don't care because we just beat the Colts and we're going to be 2-0. And then we get a flag. They move them up 10 yards.
Call it what it is.
We got
a fucking flag.
We got a fucking
It's
flat.
brutal. Yeah.
Jay and I were sitting right off of the southwest corner or southeast corner of that end zone that they were kicking towards when that happened.
Getting bullied by some old timers.
Yeah, we were getting there were Colts fans all around us.
Bullied.
Nice stadium though, right? Listen, I'll give him one thing. Lucas Oil is a nice stadium.
Yeah,
it's okay.
It's a nice stadium.
It's more of a Midwest barn. It checks out.
I went there and I saw the Colts play the Patriots like 3 years ago, and I was like, "Damn, it's nice. It's nice in here. Holy crap!"
Yeah, you think that's nice? You should SoFi. I'm just saying.
Oh, it's one of these days. I'm gonna make it there. All right, I don't know when, but one of these days I'm gonna make it there. But no, I think that was probably the worst one, and I agree with I agree with Rob and Broncos just penalties. Penalties have just been atrocious.
Pretty gross.
And what's even more atrocious is that weeks later we got leveraged and there was a no call. It was a no call.
It's us. Do you expect anything else?
I'm just
Did
saying.
you expect anything less?
No, but it just still makes me sick to my stomach.
We have the worst officiating in any sport in the world. We have the worst officiating.
It's because they're all part timers. They do this on the side.
They're doing this while they're taking a break from their job at Reebok or whatever, Foot Locker.
All right, so Jay, what has been your least favorite part of the 2025 season?
This comes maybe a little controversial.
Okay,
Evan Ingram.
I love it.
Evan Ingram.
Okay,
it's been such a holy disappointment in what I thought coming into the season versus what we have gotten thus far. And I can't help but think it is a correlation between why this offense is stagnant at times. And there's also blame to go around of if it's Evan Ingram's fault, if it's Sean Payton's fault.
There's going to hate.
Both. But, I don't care what it is. It's a black and white issue to me. Evan Ingram hasn't been getting production, hasn't been getting targets, and it's apparent compared to what we thought we were getting, I think.
Jake first, you're last.
It's disappointing.
Very disappointing.
That's one of the things that it is, and like I said, I think I've probably been, at least between us three, I think I've been probably the most defensive of Ingram, because a lot of the times I don't see him getting targeted in games, right? And when he does get targeted, when those plays do come up, they aren't good. They're not the best tosses from Bo, right?
They're not on time.
And then they're not on time. They're too far out, right?
Or then he catches them and they go for a short gain as opposed to what we expected of him, which was a lot of really good yards after catch.
Which, yes, and like I said, I get that, but I mean, we don't have a Kraft, we don't have a Kittle, we don't have a Mr. Swift, right? We don't have these high flying tight ends, and we're not targeting. I mean, I'll be honest with you, a hot take. I think even if we got Trey McBride, right, the number one receiver that's a tight end for Arizona, we still wouldn't target him as much, right? Well, he would probably get just about the same amount of targets, and it would be I think we have the same results, So
yeah,
I don't think it's all Evan Ingram. I do think, yes, what we wanted and what we thought we were getting was more. But I'm not going to lay that all at that guy's feet. If he was dropping every pass that came his way, right? Okay. But
that's my preference. There's multiple people responsible. It's just the black and white issue of Evan Ingram. He is a disappointment. Whatever it entails that Evan Ingram was supposed to be on all sides.
The amount of money, all of it. It just doesn't add up.
The hype.
That's a great one. Don't hate me. Sean Payton play calling has been my least favorite part of the 2025 season for one reason and one reason alone. Do I love it when I actually do love it. I love it when coaches, try to pull off trick plays and cute things. They're fun. And when they work, it's great. But that's not even the play calling so much that I'm even really talking about. That has been my biggest issue. For me, it is, we saw last season what Bo was becoming. You know, he was a gun. He was not only, I don't know if you remember, Jay, I think it was like week 11, week 12 last season. I said, usually when it comes to quarterbacks, you either have a gunslinger or you have a game manager. You know, you got, it's one or the other. What we were seeing from Bo last season was a guy who was doing a very healthy mix of the two. He was slinging it and he was managing the game, and in very, very convincing fashion. What's frustrated me, and I could be completely off base on this, but I feel like this season Sean Payton just grabbed that leash and pulled him back in, and is like, okay, we're gonna do it my way, and that's how it's gonna be.
Other than the last like 7 minutes of a game,
exactly. But I feel like you let Bo be Bo, play up tempo sometimes. Let Bo call the plays on the field, because that dude can read a defense. There was a play. You know, a lot of people have been giving Bo crap about his progressions, his progression reads. Dude, that pass to Troy Franklin on the crosser, not the cross, the slant. No, that was the crossing route. In the second quarter, I want to say it was the second quarter of this game against the Chiefs. We saw one of the most perfect progression reads I have seen all season from any quarterback from Bo. And he literally went through all four progressions before firing to his third read, which was Troy Franklin over, coming across the middle on a crossing route, and it was great. And that was Bo being Bo. Bo's, and so I just feel like Sean has pulled him back and been like, okay, I know we were doing good last season, but I want to try to reinvent the wheel again.
Yeah.
Why? And that's been my biggest issue is, you know what he's capable of. We've seen what he's capable of. Stop hamstringing him. Let him play his game. That's why you drafted him. So that's been my biggest disappointment of the 2025 season, is that, even though we've got all these wins, and here I am complaining, we have the best record in the NFL, and we have the number one seed in the AFC right now.
Sounds like you're a sore winner.
Maybe a little, only because I feel like we could have seen a lot more if he would
get off my lawn.
Yes. Yes.
So my thing is to kind of go off of what Johnny was saying. I was having a discussion with my buddy today. He's a Houston fan. He's from Texas, grew up playing football. We were talking today about the future, right? About the playoffs and everything like that. And he's not a Broncos hater. He just likes giving me a lot of grief because I am. But he and I were talking about how we're not putting, like, our defense is solid. He's like, I'll give you that. He's like, your defense is solid. He's like, can't argue with that. He's like, but your offense is not producing what it needs to produce to make it through the playoffs, to make it to the championship, and to make it to the Super Bowl. And I think a lot of that comes from the play calling. I think a lot of that, and I mean, I've said it, before I was, part of the network, and when I was still, commenting, I how many times did you see me in the comments going, hire an offensive coordinator and just let him play call 75% of the game, right?
It will never happen.
I know it'll never happen. I know you said it last season. I know. But would you not feel better if it did?
No, I wouldn't, actually. I'm going to be honest. I would not at all. Sean Payton is an offensive genius mastermind.
Is he?
And I would,
is he?
Yes.
Because we're only winning games by one scores.
Yes, he is.
Winning is winning, but we're winning by one score games.
Okay.
With the exception of the Cowboys game that has the worst defense in the league.
I get that.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I do get that. However, space. He has a more brilliant offensive mind than just about any other coach, not only currently active in the NFL right now, but in the history of the game. The problem is The only problem is, and eventually he will get over this because he did with Drew Brees. For a long time, he hamstrung Drew Brees too. You know, like they would win a lot of games. They went to a Super Bowl on a season similar to this with, close wins because he was trying to hold him back. But we saw later on, once he truly got out of his own way and admitted what he had at the quarterback position and let Drew Brees be Drew Brees, then the mixture of Drew Brees' natural ability and Sean Payton's play calling turned Drew Brees into a first ballot Hall of Famer. Sean's just got to get to the point where he trusts Bo enough to let go, let God. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Johnny, we literally watched that man call a trick play and gave RJ Harvey the ball on our first drive against Kansas City.
Yes, it was foolish.
And it looked like anarchy.
I mean, again, it was. We said it on the post-game show. It looked like something that they probably practiced 5 times this season.
You roll with the punches, though. For every play that's like that, there's a 2-point conversion he draws up that wins a game. That is off on a limb. So like the equal plus minus of him, crazy as he is, most of the time is a positive.
And one thing you can also say.
It's nerve-wracking.
You can also say about that play. You can also say about that play, even just the fact that he called it at that early in the game that way was not. It didn't work out, and I understand that. However, it was a statement. Even just making that play call was a statement from him to the Chiefs, to Steve Spagnuolo, to Andy Reid. We are not afraid of you. We are not afraid of your defense. Like that, it may not have worked out, but literally, that is a statement to them. I'm not trying to disrespect. I'm not disrespecting your defense, but I'm not scared of it either.
Andy Reid on a bye.
Literally that right there. It didn't work out, but that was a statement. That play. Now there have been others. There have been others like going for that attempted trick play with Cortland Sutton on 3rd and 1. Why? That one, absolutely why. That one did not make any sense at that moment. But honestly, even though this one in this last game didn't work, the attempted RJ Harvey pass didn't work out. That one was as much a statement as it was an attempt at a cool, an ESPN highlight reel kind of thing.
I don't. Sure, it was a statement. You know what I'd rather see than a statement? 7 points on the board.
Okay, that's fair.
The man's not wrong.
It is fair, but no, I don't think I'd rather see somebody else calling this offense, because eventually there will come a time that Sean Payton goes, okay, it's time for me to let Bo do his thing, and when he does, his play calls mixed with Bo's natural ability will make for a legendary partnership. It's just getting there right now. It's just getting there right now.
I hope you're right. We'll see.
It's what he's done in the past. It's what he did with Taysom Hill. It's what he did with Drew Brees, and it's part of his pattern. So anyway, we got to move on if we want to do this segment. So guys, it's time to have a little bit of fun, a little bit of something different. We haven't done this in a while, and it's time, I think, for us to plug into the Matrix.
Oh,
there he is. Welcome to the Mile High Matrix, where we have plugged in to offer you the orange pill or the blue pill. Very simple. You can't say neither. You can't say both. You're going to get 2 choices. You're going to get the orange pill, which has one specific outcome, or you're going to have the blue pill, which is going to have another specific outcome. And you have to pick one, which one you would rather. Which pill are you going to swallow? All right? So let's have some fun with this. Yost, this is your first ever Mile High Matrix as an official host. on Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue. So, since you've been so excited about it, I'm guessing you already have one.
Actually, I'm gonna have one of you guys go first. Just that way,
Really?
I know I do it right. I think that's probably the smartest bet.
Jay, do you have one ready?
I mean, kind of. If we're going for an overarching season type of, it's bye week, so yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
All right. So, had a lot of turmoil about the wide receiver room, and Sutton, for all intents and purposes, has kind of disappeared in the thick of these games, to be quite honest. Like, he's got a moment here or there, but he's certainly not getting,
He's
a
still
10
Mr.
plus
Third Down.
target. But he's not leading the team in targets any week.
No,
He's still not getting the premium volume that he should when you're looking at our depth chart of like who's wide receiver one on this team. That's super concerning to me. So Orange Pill, we roll with wide receiver room as it is next year. And, there's a lot of like hopeful things if we just distribute the ball, I think, in a different way. I don't know if we necessarily need to change the players, but maybe it's a scheme thing. So Orange Pill, stay the same wide receiver room. Blue Pill is go get your, premier wide receiver on the free agent market. Go get a big trade. Like go get the Waddle, get the wide receiver that, we even had mumblings of Stephon Diggs coming to Denver last offseason, which is kind of weird to hear. But like, there could be room for some like big personality. George Pickens, I know, is a free agent coming up here. Like a big swing in the window here of like, all right, we're in the window. Let's go get a guy. What say you in the wide receiver room for next year? Long-term look here.
Okay, so Orange Pill is
Stay.
Cortland Sutton stays. Blue Pill is Cortland Sutton goes, and we get some big splash name wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just kind of a status quo or like change it up. I don't know who would be out, but like things would change.
All right, Yost. Well, why don't you go ahead and swallow your pill first, bud? Orange Pill or Blue Pill?
How you feeling about wide receivers?
For the most of the season, I've been saying that the wide receiver room is fine, right? I've been saying that Bo has the tools. We're just not utilizing them right, whether it be play calls, whether it be Bo just, force feeding Troy Franklin, right? Honestly, I think I'd take Blue Pill was go make that trade, right?
Go get that name. Go get that big player.
I think I'd take the Blue Pill. I think I'd take the Blue Pill. Now, to make this happen, to make it make sense, right? I remember who it was. I think it was one of you guys a couple weeks ago. Cortland Sutton is a good wide receiver, right? He is he is the protege of Demaryius Thomas, right? You're going to keep Cortland, right? You're not going to get rid of him. But we all can agree that he is not that wide receiver, right? He's not that guy, right? He is a very good wide receiver too, right? If you got that guy, right? He's very good. He is reliable. You know that he can play while undercover, whether he finds that gap and he makes that space, right? I think that you take the Blue Pill. We release Troy Franklin. I'm not going to let go of Pat Bryant. I'm not going to let go of Pat Bryant.
It's for preference that you need to let go of E1 in and itself in this scenario. You can still Pat and at like, I mean, you don't have to blow the whole thing up.
Oh no, I'm not going to blow the whole. I'm saying I would release if I had to release somebody. I'd release Troy Franklin, and I'd go after Garrett Wilson. We have so much draft capital.
He's hurt. He's hurt now.
He's hurt now.
On IR.
He's on IR now. You don't know what he's going to be next season. He could be
We also
just
don't
as
know what
good.
his recovery will be either.
Yeah.
But sure, but doesn't have to be Garrett Wilson, but someone
Another big
right,
name. I mean,
another big name, right?
there's
Okay.
plenty
Another
of
big
candidates
name.
to fill
Yeah,
that
right.
role that you can
I-
think of.
I like Garrett Wilson. I like Garrett Wilson personally. Right? I know he wants out of that organization, and we have the draft capital that we can look at the Jets and be like, y'all are in your 22nd rebuild year. Y'all want some draft capital?
They've
Let's
been
make a
rebuilding
deal.
since Joe Namath.
Yeah, like, we have that capital, right? That he's like, we could reach out and grab him. And you now have a wide receiver one. We've nullified the issue of force feeding Troy Franklin, right? I get it. He's got, he's got camaraderie and he's got, comfortability with Bo. Don't need that. Get you that wide receiver one with Cortland Sutton securely at wide receiver 2 and Pat Bryant just continuing to grow.
Okay. Yeah. I hear you. But I'm going to actually slap the blue pill out of your hand. I'm going to grab the orange pill and I'm going to swallow that. I'm going to swallow that raw, no water.
Oh, gross.
No, keep it as it is. I keep it as it is. I take the orange pill and I maintain the status quo. And here's why. Jay's right. Cortland Sutton has been less targeted, less productive of late. However, he is still your clutch guy. He is still the guy that in those moments when you need a third down conversion, you need 20 yards to continue the game, that he's going to come in clutch. That's who he's kind of always been, but even more so now with Bo. And at the same time, we've seen you talk about force feeding Troy Franklin, sure, but we are seeing Troy Franklin grow, right? Like you can almost write off his rookie season and call this his rookie year, and he's growing, and we're going to see him continue. And Pat Bryant, I mean, that guy's going to be something super special. He is going to be very, very special on this team. So with just those three, and then of course Marvin Mims, I mean, he's gadget whenever he does play an offensive, snap. And he is good enough for me in his gadget role. I don't see any reason to shake it up right now. We are winning games. We're doing it in clutch moment. And right now, the identity of this team, as much as we don't like it, is the clutch win team, right? And nothing right now. Not that I don't want it to be. I want it to absolutely change eventually where we're playing just great, like we did against the Chiefs. Great, full, balanced games all the way through. But that's only one sample right now. Nothing has there's still not enough evidence to me that that's going to change anytime soon. But I'd be willing to give up the dudes that are getting it done in the clutch, like Cortland Sutton. So I'm gonna take that orange pill and I'm gonna maintain the status quo. Jay, what about you for your own?
I am finding the nearest blue pill and absolutely shoving it in my mouth. I believe we are in a Super Bowl window. I believe that we have a rookie quarterback contract right now. I believe Russell Wilson money is about to fall off completely. I believe the amount of money that our owners are willing to spend has never been higher. I believe that there is so much hype around the buy-in to Bo Nix that we could even get an elite, free agent at a discount because he just wants to come here because he sees the vision. I think we're at that point to get the free agent discount on that. But that doesn't change the fact that I want to hit big. I want to go get a premier wide receiver and
Okay. Do you have any one particular receiver in mind, Jay?
Not necessarily, honestly.
If I were to take the blue pill and do that, I do have one in mind. And you already mentioned his name.
Who's your guy?
George Pickens.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of personality issues that I think Sean Payton will have to knock some sense into him to get rid of. but I think you bring George Pickens here, it would be a game changer.
I mean, we can pay him the most money.
Yeah.
Like we can put, if that's our priority, if that's our 1A, we got to get this position done on the offseason, we can absolutely win that battle. We can literally go into any free agency battle and win this offseason.
You're right. All right. Well, that was a fun one. Yost, do you have your orange pill and your blue pill? I've got one ready if you still need a minute.
Go ahead with George, because I'm still kind of bouncing around. I want to see what you go with.
Okay. Mine is going to be offensively motivated as well.
Oh.
Although now here's where I'm at, right? I'm trying to think of the right way to say this. We've talked about several things, but both of these situations at some point during tonight's show. On one hand, we have tight end that came in and has been underwhelming for a lot. We paid him a lot and he's been underwhelming. On the other hand, our star running back is out for the season, and our rookie running back is showing great potential, but is not exploding yet. So if you had to pick orange pill, you pop that pill and suddenly Evan Ingram becomes the tight end we expected him to be, the joker we expected him to be the moment we signed him, or you pop the blue pill and suddenly RJ Harvey is exploding and looking like, a candidate for offensive rookie of the year or something like that. And he's just tearing it up in the run game. Would you rather suddenly have an explosive tight end play or explosive running back play? Orange pill, blue pill.
Interesting.
I already got mine.
You go for it.
I'm taking the blue pill. I'm throwing it in the trash. All right, I'm gonna go with the All right.
Wow.
Now, and that's because for two reasons. One, I know which one Jay's going for. I know which one he's going for. All right.
Okay.
But here's my reasoning behind it. How many 100+ yards? How many 100+ rush yards games do we have?
2, 3.
2 or 3.
Not many.
Right? Walking
3,
into a bye week at week 12, right? How many of that is not due to J.K. Dobbins just being terrible, but because we don't run the ball, right? So why would I take great? You take the blue pill and now RJ Harvey's the best running back coming out of the draft, but we're still not running the ball. I think that's a waste, right? I would much rather keep letting him progress, letting him learn, right? We've got a trusted veteran and McLaughlin, right? That can help along with JK from the sidelines to keep developing him, right? Versus Nate Atkins is gone, right? He's still out. Okay. We paid a whole bunch of money. All right. And Sean Payton likes to pass. I would much rather have a tight end that's going to start making these plays and start doing what we paid him to do, right? Start getting a heavier target share and getting these yards through the air for us, especially on third down conversions. So that's mine.
Who's your daddy?
Okay.
All right. Jay?
Yeah. Well, Grunt, I'm going to walk up. I'm going to pick up the orange pill, and I'm going to throw it away. Oh. And I am taking the blue pill because RJ Harvey turning into, follow me, Alvin Kamara would be life-altering for this offense. If we can get the wheels are chugging to a wide receiver running back, kind of in a weird way what he's kind of wanted Mims to be, but Mims isn't, RJ Harvey could be. And it's the wheel route. It's the crazy, route combination out of the backfield that is the screen game extension of the run game. That is the Sean Payton run game. I've come to peace where we're not going to be a I formation, pound the rock offense. Sean Payton just can't do it. Like, it's just not
We're not a wishbone offense.
It's not in him. It's not in him. So we're never gonna see our old, zone blocking scheme for 1,000-yard rushers. Just ain't gonna happen. So with that being said, man, if we have the modern version of Alvin Kamara, and that's what comes out of RJ Harvey, sign me up. That would change everything.
Jay's dumping a whole bottle of blue pills down his gullet there. Like, full on blue pill overdose going on in here.
Yep. Just call me a blue man.
Yeah, blue ball. Just watch out for them blue balls. All right.
Shake,
so jiggle. I'm with you, Jay. I gotta be. I may not be just throwing one away. I might casually brush the orange pill off to the side on the table for some other party animal at the club to take. And I'm just gonna pick up that blue pill and lay it on my tongue. Here's how I'm looking at it. What is Bo Nix's strong, best game that he can play in the air? It's play action, right? And our run game has been getting the job done well enough that we can run good play. That we finally, after years of not being able to, we can run good and convincing play action. If you take that blue pill and RJ Harvey is suddenly just tearing up the field when they're handing it off to him, gaining big chunk yardage, and gaining first down and extending drive after drive after drive after drive, that play action game is going to open up even more. And you're never going to know. Again, you said it. He's a receiver and a running back, built in one. Suddenly, teams are not going to know how to, scheme for him. Is he going to run for 10 yards or is he going to catch for 12 yards? How do we guard him? How do we defend him? That, to me, like Evan Ingram, it'd be great to have that joker. But, hey, if our running back could become the joker, if Evan Ingram isn't, so far hasn't been the joker that we wanted him to be, so why not let somebody else be the joker that we need? And, dude, a running back that could gain chunk yardage on the ground and through the air like that, that's a joker. And I'd be totally for that. So that's why I take the blue pill. So, yeah. Anyway, all right. Yost, I hope you got one, bud, because it's to you now.
Better be good.
I've got one, and I don't know if it's going to be good, but
no pressure.
You guys have covered the receiver room. We've covered somewhat of the running back room and the tight end room. So I'm going to do one that kind of came out of the conversation I had with my buddy today that I was talking about earlier. He said today that Bo just isn't the guy, right? That Bo just.
He said that today?
He said that today. He said, Bo, he's like, if you had anybody.
Quarterback is CJ Stroud? Okay.
Which he prides himself on, that the only reason why we won the Houston game was because we went up against Davis Mills, right?
Okay.
So going off that, all right, I think I know what, I'm fairly certain everybody's going to pick the blue pill, right? Which is you stick with Bo, right? Bo is, everybody here still believes, right? Bo is our quarterback, right? That's the blue pill.
Okay.
The orange pill.
I thought you said go, Bo, go.
The orange pill. If you could bring any quarterback, right, just off of a Hail Mary trade, like no one saw it coming, but somehow the trade got done across any quarterback in the NFL, right? Josh Allen, Drake May right now. Well, these guys that are just out here putting up numbers, right? You could take the orange pill and they would replace Bo today, right? If you take the orange pill and you go with someone else, or you take the blue pill because You believe.
So confirming, orange pill is I get to pick any quarterback in the NFL to be the Broncos quarterback.
That is currently playing. That's a current starter in the NFL.
Currently starting in the NFL, any quarterback I want with the orange pill.
And any quarterback you want with the orange pill.
All right.
Or do you take the blue pill because you believe that Bo is going to take us to the Vince Lombardi Trophy?
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. Well, this is a tough one.
Do you want to go first, Johnny? I got one.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm going to grab the orange pill.
Interesting.
I'm going to stare at it for a second, and then I'm going to flick it into your eye.
Super rude.
I believe that Bo is going to be a household name one day. I have believed that since week 3 of the 2024 season against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Has he had some struggles? Yes. Has he taken a little bit of a step back, and done that thing that we called a cuss word in the offseason, the sophomore slump a bit this year? Yeah. Has his footwork gotten a little worse? Sure. Because I think he's gotten a bit into his own head, a bit too much into his own head. But I also think that he is one of the most meticulous quarterbacks in the NFL. I believe he's harder on himself than any other quarterback in the NFL whenever things don't go right. And I believe his natural talent, along with the right grooming under a quarterback's coach like Davis Mills, under a quarterback whisperer like Sean Payton, is eventually going to blossom him into the premier quarterback in this league. He just outperformed Patrick Mahomes. The best, some would say the best quarterback in the NFL. Like Josh Allen's up there, but I'm pretty sure almost unanimously when people say who's the best quarterback in the NFL, maybe not unanimously, but the vast majority will say for the first name that comes to mind is Patrick Mahomes. And Bo Nix just outperformed him.
Yeah.
We know what he can do. I have faith in him. I love Bo. I also love his leadership skills, like his leadership style, his quality, and I love his humility. And the way that he is with his teammates and the fans. That right there, like as much as I want that Lombardi, and I think that Bo is the one that will take us to the promised land for that. That right there is enough for me to still roll it back with Bo anyway, because of who he is on and off the field. So orange pill flicked into your eye. I swallowed the blue pill. Both states.
Okay. I'm going to go next then in response to that. And I'm going to pick up that blue pill, and I'm gonna think long and hard about exactly what you just said. And at the end of the day, this is where I'm going, probably like an 80-20 split. Like I'm going 80% here. I love Bo believer right here. Not gonna, hear ill of, there's no Bo hate here. With that being said, I'll actually take the orange pill. Because the only quarterback that I think Sean Payton has like a little glimmer in his eye for that is not Bo would be someone like a Josh Allen. And the only reason I say that is because a Josh Allen is more of a replica of what he truly wanted to do with Taysom Hill. It is a weird form of a running back quarterback like Tebow, but Tebow that could actually throw. That's like a top 5 actual passer of the NFL. And I feel like Sean Payton would just go ham with Josh Allen. That would be my only quarterback that, like, okay, I'd take him before Bo. Sure.
He's also married to Haley Steinfeld. That helps too.
I mean, the dude's vibing.
What a lucky guy, man.
Not a whole lot not going his way, I'm sure.
Okay.
All right, Yost.
I didn't think this was going
to get a taste of your own medicine.
Yeah, I know. I'll be honest. I didn't think that this would be a split. I really thought that. I really didn't think that was interesting. So
All right. So where you going, buddy?
I'm gonna look at both pills in my hand, right? I'm
Ooh.
gonna look at the orange pill and just
Feel
think,
them a little bit. Get the
just
texture.
Pills.
think about if we had, like Jay said, Josh Allen, right? Just absolute madman, right? If he can't get it done through the air, he's gonna get it done with his legs. I'm gonna think. I'm gonna
Bo
think
does
about
that too.
Lamar
Sorry.
Jackson, right?
Bo does that
Who-
too.
Who
Sorry.
just, has that timing, has that speed, has that escapability.
Bo.
I'm gonna, I'm
Sorry.
gonna think about. I'm gonna think about, Joe Burrow, who's got an absolute cannon for an
Oh, I
arm.
don't want Slim
Are
Shady.
you going to think about a get well soon card for Joe Burrow? Because you could draw
Okay,
that
when
up
he's
every year.
when he's healthy, all right. You know what? Listen, his O line is
Get
trash.
well
All
soon,
right,
bud.
listen, you got to give credit where credit's due. All right, Joe Burrow is not bad. His O line is terrible. I'm gonna look at that orange pill. I'm gonna throw it, and I'm gonna take the blue pill. I'll tell you right now, the one thing that I've heard consistently, right, from some of the greats, right, and although he was our rival, and he was, I mean, let's be honest, he was the nightmare for the league for a very long time. Tom Brady, right, says all the time, along with, our one of our favorites, Peyton Manning. You can't just show up day one and be great. It takes time. It takes time. It takes experience. It takes a lot of pressure to become great. And Bo is on his way, right? Yes, it does not look pretty right now. Doesn't look, he's not over here dotting up the receivers.
Before you give, can I ask a quick question just to kind of slot into what you're saying? Have you guys seen the comparison of Elway's second season, Elway after 2 seasons, to Bo after 2 seasons? I'm not. This is not me saying that Bo's the next Elway, but what I am saying is, to Michael's point, it takes time. Bo Nix right now in his sophomore season is outperforming Elway in by his sophomore season. So the only I'm not saying Bo is the next Elway. What I am saying is it does take time to become to become great.
It takes time, right? It takes time. All right, and I'll tell you right now, I still believe I have not given up on Bo, right? We have had since 2015 just getting hammered with terrible QBs, right? And we brought in someone who won the Super Bowl in his rookie season, and we had all the hopes and promises, and we had all this of how great he was going to be for us. And the man just fell apart.
Shit the bed.
Right? So, I'm going to take the blue pill. I'm going to stick with Bo. I do think, and I said this last year, and the next, if it's not this year, and the next 2 years, 3 years tops, we're going to be in the Super Bowl. And at controlling the helm at center will be Bo.
Look where
Not
we
a
are
shadow
right
of a doubt
now.
in my mind. If it's not this season, if it's not this season, right?
Yeah.
Like if so, heartbreaks happen, right? Cinderella stories end not in the best way sometimes. Right? But I can tell you right now, if it's not this season, within 2 to 3 seasons, we will be in the Super Bowl. And we will be bringing home the Lombardi trophy.
With Bo.
With Bo.
Oh, wait. Oh, with Bo Himothy.
With Bo Himothy.
Bo Himothy. All right. Well, hey, that was fun. That was a good one, Yost. That was good, Yost. And yes, he is clutch. He is the best. He is the best fourth quarter quarterback in the NFL. And anybody who wants to say differently has not watched film on him or any other team this season. Like, it hasn't always been pretty as a whole game, but he gets it done when it needs to get done. And I mean, I don't want to. I'm not willing to move on from that yet.
He's a winner.
Not yet.
He's a winner.
Yeah, one way or the other, he's
Winner.
gonna be a winner. I mean, a winner.
No matter what.
So, all right, guys. Well, that does it for the Mile High Matrix. We're gonna go ahead and unplug, and we'll be right back with you.
Good Lord,
Woo!
the light. The light.
Right here.
Ah!
Right here.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
back to reality.
I do love that segment, though. I love getting to put on the sunglasses for that segment. It's fun. It's unique. It's something different.
I know Kung
Good
Fu.
job. Yeah, good job for your first Mile High Matrix there, Yost, and well done. Guys, I think that pretty much does it for us. We went over a little bit more than I meant to tonight, and I'm sorry, but hey, it was fun. And it's the bye week, so we're a little more we're getting a little more rested too. So, any final thoughts from you gentlemen? Bye week final thoughts before we get out of here.
It's we're not there yet. There's still a lot more ball to be played. We need to see, like I said, we need to see some more movement on the offense. I think that's the weakest part of our game. We are getting the job done, but we're just barely getting the job done. And if we want to see either a deep playoff run or an AFC championship, right? Which after the Kansas game, I solely believe we have a legitimate shot at the AFC championship. Legitimate shot. Right. And I would, been hesitant coming up to this because that was really the litmus test for us, right? That was the actual one, right? All the other ones, the Eagles, sure, right? Going up against the former champs, cool. But Kansas City for the last 9 years has owned our division. So beating them and being this far ahead of them, we have a legitimate shot at the title for the AFC. So a lot more ball to be played, a lot more. We got to start moving the ball better on offense, and we'll see how we come out of the bye against Washington.
Love it. Jay, any final thoughts?
We get to sleep for a week. We are giants. We are sleeping giants for the first time in forever because we've never been to the stature of being top of the league going into a bye where we just get to take a week off and rest, right? It was kind of the beginning of what you said at the very, first part opening of this podcast. It's nice to have these, bye-week vibes of just let your hair down. Everyone should be happy. Everything's great. Everything's perfect. What a great week off, guys. Let's go. So good vibes, man.
Good vibes.
It's my final thought.
My final thoughts. Bye week. It couldn't have come at a more perfect time. With the record that we have, with the momentum that we have, and then, we were not healthy in that game against Kansas City. 3 of our top players were out, and 2, one of them for the whole season, unfortunately. But 2 more that were instrumental this season, are instrumental players on this team. And now we getting ready to go into the final stretch. We've turned the corner, and now we're on the final stretch. We get them back. Very likely we'll get both Patrick Surtain back, and we will get back Alex Singleton going into the rear half. And we just did it against the defending AFC champions, who have had our number for a decade. We got it done against them without those guys. So with them on that field, to Yost's point, we have a legitimate shot. And this bye week is coming at the most perfect time, and the vibes are immaculate. So there we go. Bye week episode of Broncos Country. This has been the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. If you haven't already, or if it's your first time here, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and comment on YouTube. especially subscribe. Get your name in the drawing for the respin to get the Bo Nix jersey. So all you gotta do is subscribe and make sure that your profile on YouTube is public. It's set to public so we can see your name. And we will spin that wheel, and it very well could be you that gets a free Bo Nix jersey out of the deal. So make sure you do that. Also, find us on X, find us on Facebook, and check out the audio version of the pod of every one of our awesome shows wherever you find your favorites. Just search Orange and Blue Network. Guys, we're going to get out of here. Excuse me. There will be no episode tomorrow of Mile High Sports Symposium. Some people, some real life jobs have taken precedence this week. So there will be no episode of Mile High Sports Symposium, but Broncos Talk will be with you tomorrow night. We will see you next Tuesday for another awesome episode of Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue. God bless. Go Broncos. Mile High salute, guys. We are out of here.
KY.
Orange and blue, we're here for you. Talking Broncos all day through. No stopping us, we're on the loose. Come join the crew, no bad news. Podcast vibes so fresh and true. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Catching up on all that we knew. And play, let the episodes accrue. Nothing rhymes with